I've worked in museums in my career in Ireland, in Australia, and in America. I'm consumed by visual communication and our ability to be able to see things, to envision, to be visionary. And we are all so incredibly lucky to be alive just now. There have only been 3 communications revolutions in history, and we are living in one. The college class of 2013, the first to have had the internet since the day they were born, went live on Christmas Day, 1991. And the first communications revolution happened 5,000 years ago in the Sumerian Empire with the invention of cuneiform writing. And the Assyrians improved on it, but it took 4,500 years to get to the second communications revolution, the Gutenberg print revolution of the 15th century. It changed everything. It caused us to focus on digits and letters, to combine them to make numbers and words. But it changed us in another way too, because about that time, we became focal point learners. I became aware of this living in Australia and working a lot with indigenous people, traditionally non-textual people, storytellers and singers and dancers. And also from working with people with learning difficulties, people who have difficulty with reading and writing. And these 2 sets of people have an extraordinary capacity to be big picture thinkers. When they walk into a room, they see the room like this. They scope and they scan and take it all in. It's like being able to look at an area of marsh, and that camouflaged toad in there, they say, there he is. And we're the Where's Waldo people. It takes ages, because we're focal point learners. And we need to be big picture people. What's happened to us is that in the 500 years since, increasingly we've emphasized textual learning and now computer learning and all the tools of the digital age. And we've forgotten that we're human beings with human senses. We are a body. We can see our body. We have a mind, we believe, but can you locate it? Some people think it's the 6th sense, intuition. Some people think it's in the brain. Some people think it's the limbic system. It's the whole body sensing the world, and that's what your mind is. Some people think we have a spirit. Where is it? Some people think we have a soul. Where is it? We have human senses, and we're not training ourselves to use them. How many of you have ever done a course in school, not just in the biology of, but in the methodologies of seeing? Did you ever go on a course of how to taste at school? How to smell? How to touch? Imagine we have all these senses. The animal kingdom has so much to teach us. The basic earthworm. Earthworms are fascinating creatures. They have chemoreceptors all over their bodies. They actually taste the world. So do catfish. Butterflies land on plants and taste them with their feet. Dogs have a great sense of smell, cats of hearing, and of night vision. Since we invented electric light, we're a lot poorer at night vision. We have human capacities. Sharks can scent their prey based on the direction of what nostril smelled it first. And humans who lose a sense or don't have one to full capacity can learn skills. People without sight, of visualization, to be able to see the world through your footsteps, to be able to see the world by echolocation, clicking your tongue off surfaces and estimating the different sounds of echoes that it makes. People with hearing can develop incredible senses. We have unbelievable powers as human beings, and we don't train ourselves to use them. Isn't that incredible? Now, I work in art museums, I live in cities. We are city people more and more today. How are we going to reimagine our cities knowing this about our human bodies? In the past, historians tell us about 1900, people walked about 3 miles to work. They actually took in the whole world as a scent, as a soundscape. And our cities are a lot less odorous, to put it politely, or smelly, than they used to be. We've got so many regulations. Dogs can't bark too loud, decibel levels, pollen levels, water quality. Of course, all these are to promote human health. But our cities are quieter. The way the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker made the city come alive with markets. We move around in our metal containers and listen to our personal music. We go in our buses and our trains and we put on our music. Our music. We look at our screen. To use the sense to take in the whole world requires the capacity to use your senses, to be trained to do that. Cities have different surfaces today. Bitumen and concrete are very, very equalizing compared to driving over cobbles or feeling the surfaces of brick. We need to recreate our environments, bringing nature into the city, giving moments of silence, of course, but offering opportunity to engage all that a city can give us sensorially, experientially. And there's much already, but it's about thinking it through. We can envisage in a museum environment creating models. A garden that attracts butterflies and birds by the bushes and plants that one puts there. A poetry garden. A sculpture garden. And experiences within buildings and of buildings that can create models. But we need to think as we walk through our environments, and we need to walk through them. How many of us lock our homes, put alarms on, seal ourselves in instead of opening ourselves out to experience all that our city can offer us? These are our realities today of our environments to make them exciting. But the reality that hasn't changed for millennia is that we are human beings. We are Homo erectus. We stand upright. We've given privilege to our sight and our ears because that's what gives us most information. But we need to regard ourselves as sensory human beings and create our sensescapes and create our soundscapes and create our walks and our environments that are experiences so that genuinely we have a sense of place. Those memories that are created when we think of a place, it's special because what it does to us is all to our senses and our memories of how we felt. The emotion created by taking in the world with our senses and then thinking about it. Think about our city. Think about what it can be and do something more than what we're already doing to create that sensory environment. Be sensitive, sensitize, employ your senses, learn how to use them, enjoy. Thank you.